Alright, good evening. So my abs are super sore from that last workout. So today's going to be a recovery stretching type deal. I've written out a couple moves. The plan's going to be about 2 reps per movement. We'll have about 5 working sets left over. So if there's anything else that I feel like I want to work on, I can kind of do that. So it's like if I want to do another set of an ab stretch, I can do that. Another set of calf. So as we go through the session, we'll see how I'm feeling and if I even feel like adding a second set. So what I do want to start with is what I call a prone press up. So this might be called up dog in yoga, but I'm not entirely familiar. So right, here we go. So we drop our hips down. All right, so we can either hold this for the entire interval or we can come down. Breathe in. Breathe out as we come up. Oh, man. That was the first interval. Well, we've got some usual classics on there like pigeon, hip 90-90, where, well, shin box get up or like a 99 mobility, forward folds to kind of get the groin and low back moving. But like sneezing hurts. That's how like sore my abs are. So I definitely did not want to do anything strenuous. All right. Just because these are the freshest two in my mind, we'll knock out the adductor, or kind of like the pancake forward fold. Call it a variety of names. Okay. We might go into pigeon after this. Okay. So we got pigeon 2 times on both sides. I'm probably going to alternate. All right. So this is about as deep as I can get into pigeon on my right side. and it's a little pinchy on my kind of right adductor, so we'll compare it to the left side here. So if I go into an anterior tilt, I feel stretch and pinch. If I go into a posterior tilt, look at that. So I get more stretch now into my left hip. And I feel like I can get down lower as long as I maintain the anterior tilt. I am getting a little bit of like a, I don't know, stretching something on my right, but I'm not sure what I'm feeling. So we're gonna try and recreate the same thing now. So before, all right, anterior pelvic tilt, I'm getting a hip stretch, but like I'm also getting that groin pinch, and that's as low as I get. So if I go into a posterior tilt, right, I can get relatively lower. Or I can actually come down to my elbows. Interesting. It's a little pinchy down here, but it does feel better than the first rep. Alrighty. So, just as a quick demo, I've rarely, like, intentionally looked to stretch my hammies, right? I can touch my toes on pretty much any given day. So, I rarely feel the need to stretch my hamstrings. But hip flexors and glutes, on the other hand, ugh. I see, we've done that. So, after this, I think I will do hip 90-90s. So at the time of filming this, giving away my times, that I am coming up on Thanksgiving. Probably my favorite food holiday, because I love turkey. At least I like the way I make my turkey. So if you want to find out how I make my turkey, too bad. I'm not going to tell you because it's a trade. Will I tell you? Yes, but I make a good turkey, not a turkey that's healthy for you. And no, I do not deep fry it. But as we approach it, have fun. You know, spend time with friends and family. Um, it only comes around once a year. Have a good time with it. Um, that's where like I enjoy Thanksgiving so much. I've considered doing a half Thanksgiving during the summer. You know, like smoked turkey, cranberry margaritas. Potatoes are good year round. Like, you know, so mashed potatoes baked, like grill roasted sweet potatoes. Um, Stuffing's good year round. Grilled green beans. But this is coming from someone who really does. I like cooking. I enjoy Thanksgiving. So, but yeah, have fun with it. Spend time with family. We're coming up on the holidays, so okay. So we're actually gonna start setting up for something different here in a second, but we'll get to it. All right. So I might do 2 versions of this, where one is just going to be the hip 90-90, and then the other one's going to be, so this to me is more like this, like hip 90-90, roughly right where we're trying to get about 90-degree angles at the, you know, all the way through and all the way through. So for me, like, I feel more stretch on my back leg than I do my front leg, because I think of how my hips are actually shaped in the socket. Oh. Editing my programming as I'm doing it live. And it's the same thing on this side, where, all right, I feel more work going on with the back leg because of, I think, how I am made. Also kind of pinches my ribs, so it doesn't feel very good. Alright, now we'll set up for the shin box. So the shin box. Alright, we're going to come up and we're going to go down. And we're going to go up and we're going to go down. Alright. So for myself, I feel like, I guess, a little more symmetrical recruitment between both legs. Okay. So after this, we're going to do something that I know as the Bretzel. Stole it from Functional Movement Systems. So we'll see how I feel about it. But we're going to use the sand there as a pillow. Alright. Come on, baby. Definitely harder on this left hip. My right leg wasn't pulling its weight. All right, so the brittle is kind of a all-in-one deal. So, laying on your side, grab your bottom leg for a hip flexor stretch. Grab your top leg for a lateral glute stretch. And then you just breathe to try and get your shoulder to the ground. Okay. It's not that I don't like the world's greatest stretch. It's just, I don't know. I feel like you gotta maybe a little more out of this, personally. All right, so grab the bottom leg with my top hand, grabbing my top leg with my bottom hand. We don't have to stretch yet, so I'm gonna give it a second. All right, here we go. And then as we breathe, we try and bring our shoulder down, try and bring our knee down, try and bring our bottom knee back a little more. And having a pillow, or like me using the sandbag, is nice because that way you're not like trying to hold up your head while you're doing this. Alright. So I think, let's see here. Alrighty. We've done that, we've done that. 1, 2. Oh, I must have miscounted. Alright, so we got classic calf stretch next. Stepping back, plant that heel down. Maintain your balance. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to figure out if I lost my count or not. We'll see. So we're going to stretch this 2 ways. One to hit more of the gastrocnemius, and then the other one to hit the soleus. Bum, bum. feel like that's the most motion I've ever gotten out of my ankle. That's wild. Oh, I might have miscounted, I might have not miscounted. We did add, so before the calf stretch was just the gastroc bias, but I think I added both the gastroc and soleus bias, so. Come on. Okay, so it'll be the same thing, but like same setup. The only difference between gastroc stretches straight leg, soleus stretches bent knee. So, or same thing, if you're doing a bent knee heel raise, you're going to bias the soleus over the gastroc. But both muscles end up getting worked because they both, you know, that's what they do. Okay. So once we finish up the soleus stretch, we've got some windmills, and that should pretty much get us right up to the end. So okay, so for myself, my right soleus is definitely tighter than my left soleus. Big step back, big step back. Alrighty. So this will be the final stretch for the soleus, and then we're just going to finish up with some windmills. Alright. So initially, well, okay, I will say that I have given myself the option to either hold the weight with my bottom hand or my top hand. I'm going to start with the top hand hold, and we'll see how that goes for us. But I had considered putting the windmills into my carry part of my workout, but I think I'm going to stick with it in the mobility. Oh, my tricep. Oh boy, that was rough. All right. So with modifications, this leaves us one work interval left. I will probably do that prone press up again just because that ab stretch felt needed. And I can cough with less soreness. Alrighty. Oh. We've got, let's see here. So 7 whole activity minutes. But that's kind of the point of a recovery day. Relative rest. Oh, hell, why not? Alright. Tire went off. As I was going down, I was like, ah, you know what, why not? Let's finish it out. Alright, so for myself, I will choose this prone press up as my final stretch. And we'll do our, oh boy, outro. If you did what I did today, great. You did your own thing, great. You're just starting, looking for ideas, motivation, discipline, or a community to support you. That's what we're here to do. Help each other be a little better every day. So, good job today. Keep working hard, and we'll see you next time.